We've been here 5 years, 5.5 years on this property. Myself and my partner and our 2 young children, who are now 6 and 8. We came here when Theo was only 1 year old. And when we came here, there was no garden at all. So all the trees here and all the vegetable gardens and everything are either 5 years or younger. And when we came here, I was really interested in food forests and things like this. But I read the permaculture books, and they say that, you know, food forests, you can expect a yield after about 10 years. And I said to my partner, no, we're going to be self-sufficient in 6 months, because, you know, we didn't have any money. We were really broke. We'd put every last dollar into the house. And so I started to think, well, how can I do this so that we're actually self-sufficient in 6 months? And so I'll just talk a bit about that journey. And we weren't quite self-sufficient in 6 months, but after 1 year we were, with fruit and vegetables. And we do still buy some things, but only because we want to. We could actually live very well, very happily with just what we grow here. The family of 4, when we came here, Debbie's mother came with us. There was 5 of us. And there was quite a lot of work, but it wasn't really work, it was fun. We started off, our idea was to have a small garden, and we enjoyed it so much we got bigger and bigger. So we'll go on that journey a bit, and I really got interested in these food forests, and I decided to do the food forest to be self-sufficient. You had to think different than permaculture, although I agree in the permaculture principles are really wonderful, but you don't want to get tied up in their rules and regulations. You want to really think yourself what you want, because permaculture is about our connection with the environment and the thing, and so they're not separate. There's not the environment and us, we're all part of the same system. And the same with biodynamics, which also is that, but biodynamics takes us to a whole new holistic level. We might touch on that a little bit. We're not just talking about us in the garden, we're talking about, you know, the nature spirits and the consciousness of the land, and how the moon affects us and the planets and all that stuff. And we get this holistic, so we're living in the environment. And to me, that's what permaculture is about. And because of that, each of us is different. So each of us will have a very different food forest or very different permaculture forest. They'll all be very different. So what we did here, my partner and I and Jackie's mother, we all started experimenting with different things. And even today, we still have Debbie's garden. This is Debbie's area and this is my area and that. And we work together, but in Debbie's garden, I would not do anything without, I'd help her, but I wouldn't do anything without asking her. And I always want to mulch it. And she says, no, I don't mulch my garden. And over here, I mulch everything. So we're doing it, trying different things, which is really good. Because some things have worked much better than we expected, and other things we thought, no, that didn't work. And so each year we experiment with new ideas. So we'll start by going down to the front. When the first lot of trees we bought some trees, about a dozen trees, and they didn't arrive for 2 weeks. And so we rang up the nursery and said, they still haven't arrived. And she said, don't worry, I'll send you another lot of trees. And then what happened is 2 days later, they both shipments arrived on the same day. So we contacted the nursery again and said, what do we do? And he said, well, don't send them back. They won't survive another 2 weeks. So we had the opportunity to actually put in control groups. So we had 2 lots of doubles. So some of them we actually planted doubles in our food forest, but the other ones we planted out onto the roadside just purely as a control group, so we could see if these experiments we're doing with food forests were actually working, or whether it was just all hype and we were just fooling ourselves. So what I want to do now is we'll all go and look at 3 trees we planted out on the roadside, and then we'll look at the same 3 trees planted in food forests, 2 different food forests, same soil, same pretty much everything, and we basically gave them the same treatment, except the food forest ones had all the benefit of that, and we'll talk about what that is, compared to the roadside ones, which are basically in a grassed orchard, your typical everyday orchard. So let's look at those 3 trees, and you'll see the dramatic difference, and then that convinced me that I was on the right track, the right direction to experiment, and I've refined what I'm doing with the food forest a bit, but it really told me, right, this is the way to go. So let's look at those 3 trees. I could show you a dozen, but I'll just show you 3. Do you want to come with you?